Welcome back to our weekly newsletter on the economy, where we bring you the latest updates on business and economic trends. Today, I will take you on a journey through this week's newsletter. To receive our weekly newsletter and stay informed on the latest economic developments, simply follow our website in the description below. First up, let's take a look at the latest consumer price trends in France. In September, there was an interesting development. The CPI, the Consumer Price Index, revealed a monthly decline of 0.5% following a 1% increase in August. This drop can be primarily attributed to a significant decrease in the prices of services, mainly related to seasonal changes in transport and accommodation services. Moving on to our next topic, we will explore the fascinating world of AI technology adoption in Lithuania. At the start of 2023, 4.9% of enterprises in Lithuania embraced various AI technologies. These technologies were used for a wide range of tasks, including language analysis, machine learning, and automation. The primary areas of AI implementation were research and development, business administration, and ICT security. Let's shift our focus to Denmark now. After a dip in September, the Consumer Confidence Index in Denmark has risen to -11.8 in October, showing a renewed optimism among consumers. In Luxembourg, we have observed a concerning trend. The unemployment rate increased to 5.5% in September, nearing a 2-year high. This is certainly a matter that will need close monitoring. Next, we will delve into a crucial global economic issue, de-risking strategies and their broader implications. Many major economies, particularly China, have been employing these strategies, which involve reshoring or friend-shoring production. This approach can have a negative impact on global economic growth, especially in Asia. The article underlines the importance of third countries pursuing reforms to integrate into global supply chains and calls for constructive dialogue to prevent costly fragmentation. Additionally, it emphasizes the need for comprehensive structural reforms in China to enhance income convergence with advanced economies, which would also benefit other Asian nations. And next, some exciting news from the EU car market in September. New car registrations in the EU increased by a whopping 9.2%. This marked the 14th consecutive month of growth. Italy and France saw substantial gains, while Germany remained steady. Moreover, the EU car market demonstrated substantial growth in the first 3 quarters of this year, up 16.9%, although it's still below pre-COVID levels. An interesting point to note is the increasing popularity of electric cars in the market. Now let's take a look at some agricultural developments in Belgium. In 2022, the agricultural sector witnessed a remarkable 18% increase in its overall value. This growth was primarily driven by rising costs and the expansion of specific crops, although horticultural products experienced a decline. The surge in costs was predominantly attributed to the increasing prices of energy and the fertilizers. Shifting our focus to the Czech Republic, we have some encouraging news. In October, economic confidence in the country is on the rise. Business confidence has grown by 3.4%. And while consumer confidence has seen an increase of 4.4 points, reflecting an increasingly positive outlook on the economic front. Now let's delve into the findings from the Economic Experts Survey for the 3rd quarter. Economists are anticipating an average global inflation rate of 6.2% for 2023, which represents a decline from previous expectations. Although this rate is still above central banks' targets, it has decreased from the second quarter's 7%. Regional variations are notable, with North America expecting the lowest inflation rates at 4.1%, while North Africa and East Africa anticipate higher rates. Looking ahead to 2026, experts predict inflation rates in Western Europe and North America to nearly meet central banks' 2% target, with higher rates in East Africa and North Africa. Moving on, we have got a noteworthy update from Germany. In September, the producer prices for industrial products plummeted by a significant 14.7% when compared to September 2022. This marks a record decline, primarily driven by lower energy costs and decreased metal prices. Austria is next on our list with a fascinating shift in AI adoption. In 2023, 11% of enterprises in Austria have integrated artificial intelligence into their operations, up from 9% in 2021, as per a survey conducted by Statistics Austria. Larger firms are leading the way, with 35% of those employing 250 or more people adopting AI, compared to 9% for smaller companies. The sector in which a business operates had less impact on adoption, with 9% of firms in the production sector and 12% in the service sector using AI. Interestingly, the information and the communication sector is the most common user at 37%, while AI adoption is lowest in construction and accommodation and food service, where the figure stands at 4% for each. In Japan, there is a notable development in core inflation in September. It eased to 2.8%, falling below the 3% threshold for the first time in over a year. However, it remains above the Bank of Japan's 2% target, raising expectations that policymakers may consider phasing out ultra-easy monetary policy. Let's talk about consumer morale in Turkey. The Consumer Confidence Index has reached a 3-month high at 74.6, indicating an improved outlook among consumers in the country. And in the UK, there's been a lot of buzz about staff shortages in various professions. The top 10 professions facing these shortages include nurses, software developers, electricians, plumbers, social workers, data analysts, mechanical engineers, occupational therapists, chefs, and teachers. It's important to note that salary ranges and job availability can vary significantly depending on location and qualification, of course. Let's raise our glasses to some interesting developments in the world of wine and wine products. Over the past 2 decades, global trade into these products has tripled, reaching a staggering $50 billion in 2022. While traditional wine-producing countries like France, Italy, and Spain continue to dominate the market, New World producers such as Australia, Chile, and the United States are making their presence felt. It's worth mentioning that China's share as an importer has declined, largely due to factors like the COVID-19 pandemic. Tariffs on wine have decreased, but non-tariff measures and quality schemes like geographical indications play a significant role. Heading over to Slovenia, we have got some insights into economic confidence. While the services sector remains stable, there have been declines in manufacturing and construction confidence. Manufacturing confidence is down by 1 percentage point monthly and 2 percentage points annually, and sits 11 percentage points below the long-term average. Swiss investors have been experiencing some fluctuations in sentiment. In October, the sentiment index dropped by a significant 10.2 points from the previous month. Despite this drop, expectations in Switzerland remain somewhat pessimistic, making it a point of interest for investors and analysts. Again, in the UK, labor shortages have remained a significant challenge for businesses. A recent report from the Confederation of British Industry reveals that 71% of UK businesses have faced labor shortages over the past year. These shortages have resulted in disruptions to plans, stunted growth, and reduced investment. Access to skills and labor is a major concern, with 77% of businesses worried about skills access. To address these challenges, about 69% of firms are investing in training to upskill employees, and 68% are focusing on leadership and management capabilities. The role of the government in tackling labor shortages is crucial, with 68% of businesses seeking incentives for technology and automation investments. Collaboration between businesses and the government is seen as essential to unlock the full potential of the UK's workforce. Down under, in Australia, the Consumer Price Index saw a significant rise in September. The CPI increased by 5.6% compared to the previous year, reaching a 5-month high. This development certainly raises interesting questions about economic conditions in Australia. Who doesn't love a good pasta dish? In 2022, the European Union set a remarkable record with pasta production, reaching a whopping 6.1 million tons valued at 7.8 billion euros. Italy takes the lead, of course, producing a substantial 4.2 million tons, which accounts for 68% of EU production by volume. Italy also holds the title of being the largest EU pasta exporter. More than half of EU pasta exports went to other EU countries, with Germany and France being the primary importers. Beyond the EU, the United Kingdom and the United States were the top destinations for EU pasta exports in 2022. Over in Estonia, there has been a notable change in the Producer Price Index of industrial output. It increased by 0.7% in September when compared to August. However, it's important to highlight that this index has fallen by 2.5% year-on-year when compared to September of the previous year. Again, back to Turkey, the manufacturing industry has been thriving, with the capacity utilization rate reaching an impressive 77.4% in October. This indicates a robust performance in the country's manufacturing sector. Let's touch base with the United States. The US economy is showing encouraging signs of improvement in October. The flash PMI, the Purchasing Managers Index, has risen to a 3-month high, fueling hopes for a softer landing. This positive outlook is partially attributed to the possibility of interest rates having peaked alongside a cooling of inflationary pressures. Price gauges and output growth are pointing towards a path to reach the Federal Reserve's 2% inflation target without causing economic contraction. The latest updates from South Korea, consumer confidence in the country has experienced a dip, reaching a 5-month low at 98.1. And this decline in consumer confidence is an important indicator that may have wider implications for the South Korean economy. Turning our attention to Germany, there is positive news on the business front. In October, the IFO Business Climate Index rose to 86.9 points, indicating an improvement in business sentiment. Companies are expressing greater satisfaction with their current business situations, and managers are feeling less pessimistic about the coming months. This could be a sign of a silver lining on the horizon for Germany's economy. And lastly, in Singapore, we are seeing a slight increase in the unemployment rate. The seasonally adjusted unemployment rate in the third quarter of this year rose to 2%, up from 1.9% in the second quarter. To provide context, the unemployment rate was at 1.8% in the first quarter of the same year. That wraps up our economy newsletter for today. We covered a wide range of topics. Stay informed and tuned in for more economic news in our upcoming episodes. Thank you for watching and remember to subscribe to our channel for the latest updates.